What's up? This is for June 5th. Coming into the morning, we got market open in like 5 minutes. We are starting to just sell off. We have rebalanced to the 4 hour for value gap. We've left it untapped hourly. But overall, price is starting to sell off. I think we're going to start to get some, I wouldn't call it drawdown, but some relief in this overextended premium. We're starting to inverse this really big 4 hour for value gap. We're respecting the hourly, and overall right now there's no nearby liquidity that I feel confident in as a draw on liquidity. All the nearby sell side has been taken, all the nearby buy side has been taken, and we've already respected this SIBI here on the 15-minute after one last push higher, and then it closed through it with displacement. Overall, today kind of looks like a no trade day, just because the structure has been cleared out. There's no real clear draw on liquidity anymore, but I guess we'll see. I do feel really confident in these lows getting taken sometime in the next, I don't know, week. It could happen today. It is Friday, so be the last day for us to close this for value gap, but just gonna be patient coming into the day. There's really nothing jumping out at me, so there would be honestly a lot of price action that needs to get developed for me to be bullish or bearish. There is sort of an SMT here with yesterday's low, but overall really nothing jumping out at me yet. I'll record if something does. So price just opened. We do actually have this data high here along with all this stacked liquidity. So right here at open, or actually after open, we had rebalanced the 5-minute. We see this big move higher right at open. We inverse the for value gap. We see me draw out this sell side position. The reason why I didn't take it was just I felt really because that was the only liquidity that we had, and the thicker line down low, that is the high of the week before last, and that stacked sell side. This would have been smashed. It would have been a crazy trade, but I just didn't have enough conviction. We still had the data high up top, which a lot of the times you'll see that get taken. And overall, I just didn't feel confident enough. And that is literally all you need to not take a trade. And yeah, I'm not worried about missing out on this huge move. But we'll see in a sec what happened and what the issue was with the day. So we take out yesterday's low. This was basically ES playing Six Sister with NQ. We ended up catching up, and then now we're entering the new week opening gap. Overall, it was just a super clear draw on liquidity, the new week opening gap, and this sell side level. I did get an entry presented to me. I didn't take it. So here is the actual first entry that I took. So we had rebalanced to a higher time frame for value gap. We inversed a bullish for value gap. We had already actually taken sell side on NQ, and on ES we put in a relative equal low. Now this was super deep in discount. We had not really rebalanced. This is something that could have happened. This could have been supported. But overall, just the structure wasn't there on the lower time frame and on the micro scale of price in the algorithm. So we see I get stopped out. There's my first position. And then there is my first revenge trade on NQ. So I just go long. Like, there's not an entry. Just not good. We're in a 15-minute for value gap, 15-minute SIBI. We fail to move higher, and we reject. We now inverse these for value gaps, and then this is another position where we get stopped out, and then I immediately go short. The first position, I had one contract. Second position, I was in many more contracts. Um, and then the third, which we're about to see right here, is a much bigger position. So I'm waiting for us to close through this change in the state. We can get the close to the change in the state on that series of up close candles, and then we close through we actually don't close through the fair value gap. This was just not good. I felt really confident in the draw on liquidity because we had not closed the gap from the week. So that thicker line is basically closing the weekly for value gap. I was targeting, we see the new week opening gap from 2 weeks ago that I didn't hold out for. But overall price being very, very bearish, I was bearish. This wasn't an entry. We get this internal manipulation, ends up coming back up top. Overall, this was just bad discipline, and it wasn't my bias. It wasn't price showing me something that tricked me, or like this was, I took a really shitty first entry that was not ready, and then the second trade that I took was stupid, and it was like literally just a revenge trade. And then the third was again the same. It sort of had some confluences behind it. We had rebalance to the 15-minute. We had the 1050 macro. Like we had the hourly candle opening up. We had stacked sell side down low that we had engineered and then moved higher. We actually rebalanced to equilibrium on this move higher. But overall, there was not the confidence behind the execution that I generally have in my trades, where I'm like, okay, here's my model, it's being presented to me, this is where I'm taking my trade. It was kind of just like, oh, I got stopped out, I'm going to wait for us to close to this, and now I'm going to enter. So this, I managed it in a weird, super weird way, because I initially had my target laid out. It was a new week opening gap, and then I just trimmed internally. Most of my actually all of my position I trimmed internally. I didn't really let anything fill the new week opening gap or fill on ES. We see the relative equal lows. I didn't wait for price to retrace down into that. Now, I am happy with myself taking low-hanging fruit, but when I had a target that was outlined for the entire day, like, you might as well wait for it. You might as well allow yourself to get paid out. And I don't know. Really bad risk management on this. I did have like decent risk management on the losses that I took, because like it wasn't 1-to-1. I wasn't taking a micro scalp, but overall, just not the best trading of my days. So just need to come into next week focused on execution. If I take 2 losses, I can't be taking trades. And if I do take a loss, you're not just getting back in. You're waiting for your model to present. You're waiting for a draw on liquidity, and yeah, that's that. So